starting. Okay, are you ready?
Hey.
Hey. All right, hi everybody, this is David Newton, your personal sommelier from teachandwineonline.com. I'm standing here with Rob Newsom. He is the winemaker from Boudreaux Winery. And I got to tell you real quickly before I ask my question, I was in Washington for, what was that event at the...
Taste Washington,
yeah, Taste of Washington. And it wasn't me walking around sampling wines to discover his wines, it was the line that he had at the tasting. There was 30 deep, and all the other wineries around him didn't have a line at all. So I had to get in that line to learn more about his wines. So then I found out that he's being distributed in Arizona. Really big deal for us. So we just did a wine dinner tonight. We had a great wine dinner. You enjoy everything?
God, it was great.
Okay.
I had the best food.
Excellent. And the wines went great with food. They're food-driven wine, too, in my opinion.
Well, that's how we make them.
Cool. All right.
It's kind of sad to be drinking wine without food.
It's something I'm on a soapbox
I do it, but I don't want to.
Right. And actually that's something that I'm frustrated with, is the lack of food pairing that's going on in the wine world, especially in the West. So that's a whole other video. But my question for you today is, what is it like being a boutique winery in Washington State?
Well, it's fantastic. I get to hand wash, millions of dirty wine glasses. No, it's cool. Well, being boutique is great because it means that I get to go out in the vineyards and work with the vineyard managers, and a boutique winery is only as good as the grapes they get. So being small is great because you get to hand pick the rows of grapes. You get to decide when to pick the grapes. You get to decide what barrels you're going to use, and like right down to, I don't like that barrel, but I like this barrel, and you get to hand pick everything. And then, by the time I make a bottle of wine and I send it to you and you drink it, I probably pick that bottle up like 10 times. It's unbelievable how many times we handle the wine.
So a tremendous amount of focus from the beginning to the end, right?
A lot of focus. Okay. Yeah.
So what do you think is going to happen with Washington wine over the next 10 years?
It's going to blow up because our fruit is really good. We get great, ripe fruit flavors. Winemakers in general, there's 700 and something wineries in Washington right now. And winemakers are getting a lot better, and there's great wines there.
It's in my glass. So thank you, Rob Newsom from Boudreaux Cellars. I want to say winery, but is it Cellars?
Cellars.
Okay, Boudreaux Cellars. And thank you for joining us on teachandwineonline.com.
Yeah.
We're done.
That's it? Oh, I had a lot more.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
What do you want to riff about?
Okay, look. Here's the deal. Here's the deal about Boudreaux Cellars. We're the only winery in America, according to Food and Wine magazine, that's completely off the power grid. For 30 years, my wife and I, bless her heart, have lived off the power grid. And so we started making wine 13 years ago, and we went, well, what the hell? We'll just build this winery out in our front yard, and we'll keep going. We'll just generate with propane and batteries and inverters and all this stuff. So we make wine off the grid, completely off the grid. So don't try that at home. Get you some.
But you make your own rules then.
Make all the rules.
And it begins in the vineyard.
If the power goes out, it's my own problem.
Yeah. All right. So what would be the toughest thing about being a Washington boutique winery?
The toughest thing about being a Washington boutique winery is that everybody thinks that Washington is the capital of the United States, which it's not. It's a great state up in the Pacific Northwest, and all of our grapes are grown in the desert. So we have remarkable long hot days with really warm evenings and really cold nights. So what happens is our fruit gets really ripe but our acids stay really high. And if you have ripe fruit and high acids, you win. You make great wine if you leave it alone. My mentor, Gary Figgins, said, I'll get some grapes and squash them in a trash can and try to leave them alone. And I thought, God, he sounds crazy. But it's very true. It's a great piece of advice for any starting winemaker. Make your wine, try to leave it alone. Don't get in it. Just leave it alone.
So if I make it up to your winery, where are we going fishing?
Oh man, we're going out the back door.
Out the back door?
We're going to catch giant mountain rainbow trout in a freestone creek.
So can I come there and do a little videoing and do a little video blog about a day in the life at Boudreaux Cellars?
Yeah. Actually, Warner Brothers has already been there.
Oh, I talked to them. I outbid them.
Yeah, they filmed a Steven Seagal movie there about 15 years ago.
Oh, you're not kidding, are you?
I'm not kidding. No, but you come and we'll do something that they didn't do.
All right.
And we won't tell Steve.
No. All right. Thanks for joining us on teachingonline.com.
There's to you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Uh-oh, she's starting.